Chair, we're good.
What? Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, do we play that video?
Johnny, go ahead and play the video, please.
Or the,
Welcome to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. When the meeting begins momentarily, the chair will take a roll call, explain any specific rules for this particular board, and then move to public comment. The name of the board member will appear on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. For instance, this is board member Y, and this is board member E. Public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. You can indicate that you are ready to testify by clicking on the Raise Hand button being circled by the mouse on your screen now. At the appropriate time, the board will recognize you to speak and ask you to unmute your mic as shown here. Again, public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. Public attendees will not be able to unmute their microphone until recognized by the board. Public attendees who are recognized to testify will be asked to identify themselves by name and their affiliated organization if applicable. Please mute your microphone when you are finished speaking as a courtesy to others and members of the board. Public attendees will not be able to unmute themselves after the testimony is completed unless recognized again after raising their hand. At some point during the meeting, the board may choose to move into executive session. When the board moves into executive session, the board members' microphones and video feeds will be turned off, and a similar screen as you see now will be displayed. When the board returns from executive session, their microphones will be turned on as well as their video cameras. Welcome again to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. At this time, the chair will call the meeting to order and take a roll call, as well as explain any additional rules that may be specific to this board.
okay, welcome to the July 18, 2025 Board of Public Accountancy meeting. We'll read some administrative items here before we take roll calls. Internet access. To view the meeting and provide live oral testimony, please use the link at the top of the agenda. You will be asked to enter your name. The board requests that you enter your full name, but you may use a pseudonym or other identifier if you wish to remain anonymous. You will also be asked for an email address, and you may fill in this field with any entry in the email format. Your microphone will be automatically muted, or when the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may click the raise hand button found on your Zoom screen to indicate that you wish to testify about the agenda item. Chairperson will individually enable each testifier to unmute their microphone. When recognized by the chairperson, please unmute your microphone before speaking and mute your microphone after you finish speaking. For phone access, if you cannot get internet access, you may get audio only access by calling the Zoom phone number listed at the top of the agenda. Upon dialing the number, you will be prompted to enter the meeting ID, which is also listed at the top of the agenda. After entering the meeting ID, you will be asked to enter either your panelist number or wait to be admitted into the meeting. You will not have a panelist number, so please wait until you are admitted into the meeting. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may indicate you want to testify by entering star, then 9 on your phone's keypad. After entering star, then 9, a voice prompt will let you know that the host of the meeting has been notified. When recognized by the chairperson, you may unmute yourself by pressing star, then 6 on your phone. A voice prompt will let you know that you are unmuted. Once you are finished speaking, press enter and star, then 6 to mute yourself. For both internet and phone access, when testifying, you will be asked to identify yourself and the organization, if any, that you represent. Each testifier will be limited to 5 minutes of testimony per agenda item. If the connection for the meeting is lost for more than 30 minutes, the meeting will be continued on a specified date and time, and this information will be provided on the board's website with the link in your agenda. Instructions to attend the State of Hawaii virtual board meeting can be found online at the link in our agenda. At this time, I'll take a roll call. So just say here, Alex Smith, Alex Smith, here. Can't hear.
Let me try.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry.
Are you,
Here.
and just to check, are you alone in your
Yes,
location?
yes.
Okay. Isabella Gary?
Here.
Chris Lee? Here. John Arbus? Here. Gary Mishro? Here. At this time, we will need to amend the agenda. It will be agenda item 6 for CPA scores extension request. There is a late change to the agenda, and I'll give it to Hector to explain.
Normally, we wait till the following meeting, of course. However, this one here came in the beginning of this week, but it has to do with military issues. So, and the time that, well, after this one and when we meet, this person would have been on the military training. So that's why I make sure that it's added in, and you can always say no, but I want to make sure because of military issues.
Okay, so there is I guess, a CPA exam candidate will be on military duties between the meetings. And I guess his extension will expire between our meetings. So we're gonna add that person to agenda item 6.2. So 6.2I. I don't know the name, but
His name is Kevin Lee.
Kevin Lee.
This is his. Yeah, this is the one I'm giving you is the order came from the military.
Kevin Lee.
Yeah, Kevin Lee.
Kevin Lee. Okay. So we'll be adding him to the agenda. I believe we have to take a vote to make that change to the agenda. So I would like to make a motion to add item 6.i for Kevin Lee for a CPA score extension request. That's a second.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to amend the agenda and add item 6.2i. I'll take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes,
Isabella Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee. Yes. John Harbaugh.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro. Okay, so we'll amend the agenda to add that item. Okay, and yes, we do have a quorum with 5 of our members here. Moving on to agenda item number 2. Before we get into this agenda item, is there any public testimony for this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. This is Johnny. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, so we have agenda item number 2, chapter 91, HRS adjudicatory matters. Yeah.
We're gonna do a executive session.
Or it's not, so we're gonna recess the 91 meeting, so you can just call a recess and then we'll excuse the members of the public at that.
Okay, I guess if I can have a motion to go.
You don't have to motion, you can just call as chair, you can call.
Okay, I call a recess for this agenda item. Okay, we're back. We are now on agenda item number 3, Chairperson's report. Is there any public testimony in relation to this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Oh, sorry.
You can keep going.
All right, agenda item number 3A, we did have a member, Billy Gary, attending the NASBA Western Region meeting that happened last month in June. And I would like to turn it over to her for a couple of minutes to kind of give a little synopsis of the meeting. And her, her feedback on that.
So I went to the new board member orientation day 1 and then the regional meeting. At new board member orientation, we basically went over the general information of what NASBA's association is about. They talked about how they help state boards and CPA candidates and all the resources that they had available, and they pushed that. It's also listed on their website. We did role play of a board meeting and went over do and don't scenarios. And then they also told of all the different committees that they had at the national level, and they push hard for people to join. Then at the regional conference, they talked about the CPA pipeline, being that there are a lot of incomplete applications where the candidate hasn't chosen a specialty. And then that's same time, the 30-month period is helping candidates, but at the same time, they need to help themselves and plan better for their testing routes. There was talk about a blueprint analysis and that there was ability for public comments, and everybody, whoever commented, said to keep everything, and keeping everything is what seems to be a hurdle for the people passing these exams. There's educators there, and they were saying that the exam test on skills that a person should have as a new accountant. And when they're taking these exams, they're not at that level. They're like still students. And some of them, or a lot of them, I guess, are these people who've been impacted from COVID-19, and they've done lots of virtual school. And so when it comes to this cognitive thinking skills, they might not all have the skill set. And there was a student panel that was speaking, and all of them didn't start out going to college with the interest of being a CPA. They wanted to do all other things. And it wasn't until they were near the end where either a counselor or a family member suggested that maybe they should be a CPA because they're already taking all the financial classes or business management types of stuff. So they pivoted, and now these 4 are working at firms in that Louisiana area and going for CPA to do their CPA exam and be CPAs. Then there was talk about legislation, and the Florida people mentioned about how they were almost they came near deregulation, and it was unexpected. So they were just telling everyone else to just be aware of those types of things in their states. They talked about artificial intelligence and how it's proving to help people increase efficiency, but end users choose CPAs because end users like human perspective. And at the same time, AI is public, so to be cautious about your client's data that you put into AI, because then you're feeding it out into the world. And then they talked about cybersecurity, and everybody has the data that the cyber attackers want, and the businesses need to do their part to protect the information. And attackers are using AI as well, and so that's how some of these examples were being scammed. They pushed to have cybersecurity awareness for staff on all levels, including emails, phishing. And they told of a example where the person's, the deep fake had a voice recording, and it sounded like you, the CPA, and the recording went to a client and asking them for money, and they thought they were really talking to their CPA person. And then they were talking about, mobility on the app, on the cell phone, and how everybody has cell phones, you have all kinds of information there. And you don't realize that when you're in public domains and, there's security breaches, that information of, if you have client information or whatnot, or banking information, how it can get from your phone into cyber realms. Yeah, it's comprehension. It's scary.
So deregulation you were talking about in Florida, I mean, they were thinking about getting rid of all the boards, right?
Yeah.
It's called deregulate, whatever. Yeah, I heard about that. Okay, well, thanks for that synopsis. I hope the meeting was good. for you.
It was good.
It
Eye-opening.
gives a reference as to why we're here as a report.
Thank you, Isabel.
All right, and then agenda item number 3B, financial statements, other boards. I kind of, under my report, what I wanted to bring up and maybe start the discussion is that, we have a whole bunch of other boards in other professions here in the DCCA. And what some of the other boards are requesting is for their licensees to demonstrate or to submit financial fitness, I guess, or financial statements when they apply for their license. I don't know the history to that, but obviously, I guess they want their licensees to be licensed in their profession, but also not, I guess, be in financial trouble for the most part. So they request at least a financial statement. In the past, they probably was just having self-represented financial statements, but on some of the other boards, they're asking our CPA licensees or licensees from the CPA community or the licensees to sign those financial statements. And the other boards in the DCA, they do take it to an extent where they have you signing it or our licensees signing it and putting their license number for Hawaii or firm permit to practice or basically representation that you're licensed in Hawaii to properly sign off on these financial statements. And what the challenge is for, I think in the community or in the CPA community or the business community in general, is that our CPA community is having a hard time signing or that type of report because it falls under attestation. And once you sign under an attestation engagement, then what happens to you as a CPA licensee is that it makes you subject to peer review. And so a lot of these smaller practitioners who other professions are coming to our community saying, hey, I need to submit my license application to the DCCA to be a whatever other profession they're in. But I need my application financial statement signed by a Hawaii licensed CPA, but the CPAs are going, well, I don't want to sign that because then I usually don't get a peer review, right? So if I sign one of these, then, so what's happening in the community is that a lot of CPAs are saying, no, I can't do it, find somebody else. And then these applicants in other professions are having a hard time finding CPAs. So I just wanted to bring it up in a meeting because somehow maybe in the process, and I'll see if I can try to follow up on talking to the other boards who have that requirement. Maybe we can find some kind of middle ground where, yes, they're asking us to sign it, but somehow do it where it's not an attestation engagement. Or, because they do specifically state on some of these requests that it has to be a compilation review or audit. Which we as CPAs know that if we do those services, then we are subject to a peer review to be licensed with the DCCA. So it's this kind of small gap, I guess, that's I see as a practice CPA a lot in our everyday world, I guess. And it's hard for, if that's not your client, to just kind of sometimes go, well, what do you need this for? I need to apply for my license, but I don't use a CPA, but I need a CPA to sign it, submit it to the DCCA. So somehow get it to the point where any licensee can sign it, but not be subject to peer review. I don't know if that's possible, but somehow maybe open up communications to other boards to see if we can resolve that matter.
Just for everybody's FYI, we have other boards that we use the same template of financial statement. So I cannot talk about the other boards, but I can speak for example, on the MVI, the boards require that specifically they look for the working capital only. That's all they're looking at because they want to make sure that the applicant has sufficient money at least to start off with, basically. But in general, all the other boards are basically concerned with the protection, safety of the community. So that's basically what they're looking at. It's not so much more of we're punishing CPAs. It's just, okay, we want to make sure that when we request this financial statement, that the person signing, because all of us, we do require that CPA who sign off the financial statement. We do check to make sure that they do have a permit to practice. And if they don't have it, that financial statement is sent back and that application is closed until they provide us with a financial statement that's within a year. So that's not just for my boards, but all the other boards. That's what they look at. So.
Right, so it's just that it's they have a hard time finding CPAs willing to sign it these days over the last, I think, decade. You know, it's just kind of it's not a huge problem, but I do get a lot of requests at my firm for that. And it's hard for sometimes, I mean, it's not hard, but it's kind of hard to just do a one-off like that when you don't even know the person and they're just cold calling some of us to just do that. And I know some of the smaller practitioners in town, they just are flat out saying, I won't do it because I don't want to even venture into that peer review space, even though they're one of our licensees, right? So anyway, I just thought I'd bring it up. There's no action item here. I just wanted to bring the issue to public awareness, I guess, to maybe start the discussion, to see if I can, or we can help maybe solve some kind of problem.
And just to make sure, I did reach out to the other boards, but of course, unless the board is willing to say, well, we're gonna change the form, that's their form, we can't talk about that specific board because it's not, we have no business in there, but just to let you know. But the main thing is, all the other boards are concerned about the protection of everybody, that's the public, so that's why they require the CPA to have a PTP. And if that CPA happens to be out of state, we require them to produce a copy of their license to make sure that
Their license here, yeah. Anyway, I just want to bring that up, put it on the public forum and see if we can maybe open up communications with other boards at some point in the future. Okay, moving on to agenda item number 4. Is there for approval of minutes of the May 30, 2025 meeting? Is there any public testimony related to this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, so minutes of the May 30, 2025 meetings have been drafted and circulated. Is there any discussion, revisions, edits to those minutes?
Question.
Yep.
I wasn't in attendance in the last meeting.
Okay.
And I still vote.
Oh,
And if I don't vote, can we even take action?
that's true, because we don't have a quorum.
I know from the previously, I know some, so you can let me know if it's correct, but normally they say that even though you were there as long as, well, I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm curious what.
Yeah, they said as long as, even though you weren't there, because you had a chance to review it, if you agree with it, that normally they say it's okay to vote. Yes.
I think, yeah, perhaps if you feel comfortable, but if at the same time, if you don't feel comfortable, then attesting or voting for the minutes, have that right. But if he doesn't, then it would have to be deferred to the next, which is Fine, yeah.
Good. You good? Good. Okay, well, I mean, like I said, we all had a chance to review it. I didn't have any edits or corrections. If not, then can I have a motion to accept the minutes of the May 30, 2025 meeting?
This is John, I'll move.
Personal Gary, I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded to accept the minutes. Take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Billy Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yeah.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Minutes accepted. Okay, agenda item number 5, executive officers report. Is there any public testimony in relation to these agenda items?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, turn it over to Hector, the executive officer, for your report.
NASBA has been checking in at least every month, but there is a thing called the Accountancy Licensee Database. We call it ALD, and they actually manage the 55 states and jurisdictions, so 55. And of the 55, only 3 states are not member. That's Vermont, New Mexico, and Hawaii. So they want us to join, but the reason why they want us to join is basically for me, when I verify people who have licenses, I go through CPA Verify and of course the ALD itself. But the CPA Verify is a public information. So if you decide to, again, it affects the CPAs in Hawaii. Basically, anytime somebody's approved, all the data that has to do with the CPAs will be extracted for public information. And the data that they will only collect is the address, but not street address, just say Honolulu, Hawaii. And they will provide the license number of the CPA, whether active or inactive, how they were licensed, testing, reciprocity, we don't do that. The date the license was issued, and if it's already been expired. That's all that they will take from our information. So it would be linking, Isabella earlier talked about the AI, well, we'll be linking to us, to our system, and getting those information, just those information that we mentioned. And they also have a section for disciplinary action if there was action taken. This is for individual as well as from the PTP. So anytime you would type in the name of the firm or the applicant using CPA, that again, nobody can access the ALD. The public can access the ALD through CPA Verify. That's how they extract the information. So ALD is just to the accountancy boards, but the public version is called CPAverify.org. And again, there's only 3 states of the 55 states and jurisdictions. And they're not forcing us, they're saying it would be nice if you could be part of it, basically. So that would be you guys.
So how do we take action on that?
Actually, it's mostly an administrative thing, but I wanted to bring it in because it affects you guys. You guys are the licensee that you want. Now, right now, the way they can find out if you are, if you have a license is through we call it My PVL.
Yes.
That's the same information that they would have. But if they don't know about My PVL, then they don't know how to. If they go to CPA Verify, that just says no information, no name.
So do we need to approve?
Yeah,
it,
just to be on
or-
the safe side because it affects you guys.
The only thing that's missing is just the date the license was issued. I don't think my PVL issue does that. We just have it by number. So you gotta infer, or you'd have to go look at the minutes and see when the license was issued.
Oh, really?
That's the only thing. It doesn't have a date that you got your license. It just has your CPA number.
Oh, no.
And it tells you if it's active or inactive.
Oh,
But the date of issuance is helpful for Hector when you verify experience.
yeah.
I think that's the only difference between CPA Verify and. Is there a reason why we're not?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
When I came in, I know that when I first took over, I know I looked through emails, and there was no response. So, but this last one, I asked, what is the fee? And then they said, well, you guys are members of NASBA already, so it's free. And that's the reason why I brought it up, it's free.
so it's
because we're
basically
members.
just a green light by the board?
Well, yes,
Okay.
We charge now.
It's almost gonna just be like connecting our my PVL to their system.
yes.
kinda,
So
right?
what, once you guys are okay with it, then I've already asked the administration, but just pending you guys approval. And then our tech will be the one that will be trying to connect with NASPA. Because NASPA doesn't, it will be our information system that they'll be tapping into.
I mean, it sounds like it's a step toward stage.
But did NASPA do say,
But I think it's important. It's important. I mean, it's already public information that's out there. Like,
Yeah, it's just that we're not part of that system, although somebody could just go to DCCA-PVL anywhere and just
yeah,
look up.
that,
our-
and I would say that's the counter argument, is it already exists.
Yeah,
Why do we have to do anything different?
right.
in fact, just to let you know, anybody who try to verify interview for your licenses, we do direct them to my PVL.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's more just official, like we want to be part of the database. Yeah.
If we wanted to,
If you want to, you
And
don't
if
have
is there any discussion as to why not, or I don't have any problems being that it's public info already. So I don't know, can I have a motion to be part of the accountancy licensee database, AOD? Maintained by NASBA?
well, one question maybe. If we decide later that we don't want to be part of it, can we come back out?
That's fine.
We can.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just have to email them and say, no, they changed their mind.
I mean, as long as you can unring that bell.
Okay, well, okay.
I'm non-committal.
Can I get a motion to be part of the ALD?
But before you vote, to just let you know, even if it's not gonna happen like the following day because the tech people are,
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess I'll make the motion. I motion for the Hawaii CPA licensee database to be part of this accountancy licensee database of NASBA.
I'll second, but
Okay, seconded. I'll take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Isabella Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee. Yes. John Arbos.
yes.
Jeremy Sherwood, yes. Okay, motion carried. All right, 5B CPA application forms.
yeah, it's basically, they're there. They're not, you can see them yet, but the text has uploaded them, but I told them wait till, what we'll do is for Chris, just to let you know that whatever forms we have now, because they won't change anyway, those applicants, when you review them, it'll be the same. So I'll keep those, because normally they will say, well, deficient, you have to fill out the new form. We'll just keep the old ones, and then the new ones we'll consider because those are the 12 months extra.
So just to clarify, right, since the law was changed, with the new, experience requirements and then the,
12 months,
the
1 year.
12 months of experience and then the 30 credits was optional, right? We had to change some of the forms, so I guess that's been posted. I think we discussed that either last meeting or the meeting before that. So now we'll start seeing, I think, applicants coming in without the 30 credits.
I see. No education waiver needed.
Right. Well, so
You'll fill out the
you have
form.
an option,
Yeah.
but then I think we needed to revise the forms.
Yeah, they'll just have,
in order to
they'll have an
provide
extra
that
form.
option.
You don't have, you have 3 now. There'll be another form, 12 additional months. Just like will be like the experience form, just one, same thing, but 12 additional months in public accountants experience.
So that's what that means. Okay,
I'm done.
all right, agenda item number 6, CPA for the extension and requests. Before we ask for any public testimony, can I move into executive session
Oh, what's the purpose?
to discuss the extension requests for the people who are requesting it, especially because we have a new one that we just added to the agenda.
Okay, so we're gonna be evaluating I guess, the personal information relating to those.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, the personal information, well, for these candidates who are requesting the extension.
Yeah, we can move into executive session for
And
that.
we can also do the applications because.
Yeah, you might, if you guys want, you might as well just.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, and I guess I'll be moving into executive session for agenda item number 6 and 7. Applicants to discuss their personal information in relation to their requests and applications. So. Move into.
Second, John.
Moved and seconded to move into executive session. I'll take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Isabella Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. So we'll be moving into executive session for this discussion. Okay, we're back into regular session on agenda item number 6, CPA scores extension request. Is there any public testimony related to this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
All right, first up, we do have extension request for CPA scores by Noah Callio. The examination is being, or the request is to extend, request an extension for exam scores expiring. So. And then we have a second candidate, Kevin Lee, requesting an extension for exam scores due to his situation with military duty. Any discussion on any of these items? If not, can I have a motion to accept the extension request for these two candidates for their CPA exam scores?
This is John, I'll move.
Second.
Isabella Gary, I'll second.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to grant extensions to these two candidates, Noah Khalil and Kevin Lee. I'll take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Isabella Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Motion carried. Okay, agenda item number 7 for application. Is there any public testimony for this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, so we have agenda item number 7A, ratification for CPA permits to practice. We have 9 ratifications of permits to practice. Can I have a motion to approve the 9 ratifications?
This is John, I'll move.
This is Chris, I'll second.
Okay, move the second to approve ratifications of CPA permits to practice. I'll take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Bill Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Roberts.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Approval of firm and trade name. There's one applicant, Cathedral CPAs and Advisors LLP. Can I have a motion to approve the firm and trade name?
This is John, I'll move.
This is Chris, I'll second.
Move the second, I'll take a vote to approve. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Bill Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yeah.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. 7C CPA applications, we have 16 CPA applications for CPA licenses. Any discussion or on any of these applicants? If not, can I have a motion to approve the 16 applicants?
This is Chris, I'll move.
This is John, I'll second.
Take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Isabella Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yeah.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Finally, of this agenda, we have CPE sponsor agreements. We have applicants from Hawaii Employers Council and the State Board Department of Taxation. Any discussion on these approvals for CPA sponsors? If not, can I have a motion to approve these two CPE sponsors?
This is John, I'll move.
This is Chris, I'll second.
Okay, I'll take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Bill Gary, Steve,
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Okay, we are on agenda item number 8. Any public testimony related to this agenda item?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone requesting to provide testimony.
Okay, election of chairperson and vice chairperson for this board, being that we're starting a new fiscal year for the state. I'm the current chairperson. John is the vice chairperson. Is there any nominations to change that or?
You guys can keep the same people. You can nominate another one. You can vote on it today.
Yeah.
It's good till June 30th, 2026.
I vote to keep Gary as chair, as long as Gary wants to be chair.
I'll second that.
Okay. I'll continue to be chair unless anybody has any objections. Same thing, I would like John to be vice chair. If there's any objections or.
Second that.
Okay.
Anybody wants to.
Anybody want to
All
volunteer?
right, no, we'll keep it the
Alex?
same.
Okay.
Keep it the same. All right,
Okay, we need to vote on that?
Yes.
Okay, so, there's a motion to keep the chairperson as Gary Miyashiro and vice chairperson as John Arbos. I'll take a vote. Alex Smith,
Yes.
Isabella Gary,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Arbos.
yes,
Gary Miyashiro, yes.
I second that motion, by the way,
Okay.
in my mind.
Okay, agenda item number 9 is our next meeting will be September 19th. Here, same place, same time. And we are adjourned. Thank you very much.